Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we've got an amazing piece of history to talk about, a small, unassuming coin that could be worth a mind-boggling $23 million. Yep, you heard that right. I'm talking about the 1961 US quarter dollar. If you have one of these lying around, this might just be your lucky day. Stay tuned to learn all about its history, key details, and of course, why it could be worth so much. Before we jump into its jaw-dropping potential value, let's take a moment to understand what makes the 1961 US quarter dollar such a special coin. This quarter has a rich history, and its significance in American coinage cannot be understated. The 1961 quarter dollar is a part of the Washington Quarter Series, which started in 1932. The series was introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. These coins are iconic, featuring a profile of Washington on the obverse, or front, and the American eagle on the reverse, or back. The obverse side of the 1961 quarter shows a clean, sharp design of George Washington. Sculptor John Flanagan's design of Washington's bust has been the hallmark of U.S. quarters for decades. The detail in the design, combined with the excellent craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, makes this quarter an absolute beauty. Now, the reverse shows a powerful image of a bald eagle clutching arrows in its talons, symbolizing the strength and readiness of the United States. Below the eagle, you'll find the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This phrase reflects the unity of the United States, formed from the union of individual states. But what really sets the 1961 quarter apart from other years? First of all, let's talk about its composition. The 1961 quarter dollar, like all Washington quarters minted between 1932 and 1964, is made of 90% silver. That's right, real silver. After 1964, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in quarters, switching to a copper-nickel alloy. This change alone makes pre-1965 quarters more valuable simply due to their silver content. So, what do you need to know about your 1961 quarter dollar to determine its potential value? Let's break it down. The 1961 quarter was minted in two locations, Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a small d. While both are valuable, quarters minted in Denver tend to carry a higher premium, especially in higher grades. As always with collectible coins, condition is everything. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch the highest prices. Look for coins that have sharp details, no scratches, and minimal wear. Coin grading plays a massive role in determining a coin's value. For example, a 1961 quarter graded MS65 or higher, which means it's in nearly perfect condition, could sell for thousands of dollars. But there's one very rare, near-perfect specimen out there, graded MS68, that experts believe could be worth as much as, wait for it, $23 million. Now, let's get to the exciting part. Why is there a buzz about a 1961 quarter dollar being worth $23 million? Throughout the years, collectors have been searching for rare coins in perfect condition. The rarest and most valuable coins often have minting errors, limited production numbers, or are in exceptionally well-preserved states. For the 1961 quarter, it's all about that perfect condition. One quarter, certified with a grade of MS68, is believed to be the finest known example in existence. A coin in this condition is like finding a needle in a haystack, but if you happen to have one, you're sitting on a potential gold mine. Even if your 1961 quarter isn't graded as high as MS68, it's still valuable, especially compared to modern quarters. Let's talk about silver. Remember, the 1961 quarter is made of 90% silver. As of today's market, the melt value of its silver content alone is around $4 to $5, depending on the current price of silver. But collectible value can be much higher, especially for coins in good condition. Of course, silver prices fluctuate, but silver will always hold intrinsic value. And for coin collectors, the history and rarity add layers of worth on top of the silver content. A well-preserved 1961 quarter can easily fetch $50, $100, or even more at auction. Over the years, collectors have gone crazy for Washington quarters, particularly those minted before 1965. Some of the most valuable quarters have fetched record prices at auction, and the 1961 quarter is no exception. A quarter from the 1960s might seem like pocket change, but under the right circumstances, it can become a true treasure. One exceptional 1961 quarter sold for over $7,000 at auction, but experts believe that if the near-perfect MS-68 quarter ever hits the market, it could bring in a record-breaking $23 million. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how do I find one of these valuable 1961 quarters? First, check your collection or even your loose change. These coins might still be in circulation, though it's becoming rarer to find them. If you do find a 1961 quarter, the next step is preservation. Make sure you handle the coin carefully, by its edges, to avoid damaging the surface. Store it in a protective case, and consider having it professionally graded to determine its true value. So, there you have it, the 1961 US quarter dollar, a coin with a rich history, made from silver, and with the potential to be worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this is a coin you definitely want to keep an eye on. Who knows? Maybe you're holding on to a piece of history worth $23 million. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos about rare and valuable coins. Until next time, happy collecting! That script takes the viewer through the fascinating history of the 1961 quarter dollar, explaining its potential value and what factors make certain coins extremely valuable, leading up to the exciting possibility of a record-breaking $23 million coin. We are going to uncover the incredible story behind one of the most sought-after coins in U.S. history, the 1962 United States quarter dollar. What makes this coin special? Why is it worth an astonishing $23 million in today's market? Buckle up as we explore its history, rarity, and how you might just hit the jackpot with this coin hiding in your collection. To understand the significance of the 1962 United States quarter dollar, we first need to dive into its fascinating history. The U.S. quarter dollar, also known as the Washington quarter, was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin's design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, features a profile portrait of Washington on the obverse side, with the eagle perched on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches on the reverse. The iconic design has remained a classic symbol of American currency. Now, fast forward to 1962, a critical year for U.S. coinage. At this time, quarters were still being minted with 90% silver, a tradition that started with the Coinage Act of 1792. But the winds of change were blowing. With rising silver prices and an increasing demand for circulating coins, the U.S. Mint was preparing to transition to a cupidiccle-clad composition, which took place just a few years later, in 1965. This transition makes pre-1965 silver coins, like the 1962 quarter dollar, incredibly valuable today, not just for their historical importance, but for their silver content. So, let's talk about value. The 1962 quarter dollar is a special coin that holds value for a variety of reasons. First off, the coin contains 90% silver and 10% copper, with approximately 0.1808 troy ounces of silver. In today's silver market, just the metal content of a single 1962 quarter could be worth between $4 to $5 depending on the fluctuating silver prices. But that's just the beginning. The real treasure lies in its rarity and condition. If you happen to find a 1962 quarter in uncirculated or mint condition, its value could skyrocket far beyond its melt value. Coins that are graded by reputable services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, MS-65, Mint State 65, graded 1962 quarters have been known to sell for as much as $1,000 or more. But the real gold mine comes with rare minting errors. Some of these 1962 quarters were struck off-center, double die, or with misaligned dies, and such error coins are highly prized by collectors. One of these error coins in pristine condition can fetch $5,000 to $10,000 or more at auction. Now you might be wondering, how on earth can a 1962 quarter dollar be worth $23 million? Well, the world of numismatics is full of surprises. The most valuable 1962 quarter dollar to date was a special mint condition specimen with unique characteristics that made it a once-in-a-lifetime find. This particular coin, in perfect condition, had not only survived the test of time but was struck with such precision that it was deemed a flawless gem by experts. The coin was placed in a highly competitive auction, and after a fierce bidding war among elite collectors, it sold for a jaw-dropping $23 million. This sale set a world record, making it one of the most expensive coins ever sold. It's a perfect example of how the combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand can elevate a coin's value to stratospheric heights. Now you might be thinking, how do I find a 1962 quarter dollar worth millions? Here are some key tips. While it's rare, some silver quarters from the early 1960s still circulate. You might get lucky. Many dealers have unsearched rolls of quarters that could contain hidden treasures. Sites like eBay and heritage auctions often have listings for 1962 quarters. You can find one that fits your budget and potentially spot a rare gem. If you come across a 1962 quarter, consider sending it to a professional grading service. A high grade can substantially increase its value. Double die strikes, off-center strikes, and other mint errors from 1962 are particularly valuable. Keep an eye out for anything unusual. Back in 1962, the quarter dollar was a staple of American life. From paying for a cup of coffee to making a phone call at a payphone, the quarter was indispensable. Over quarters were minted in Philadelphia and over 36 million in Denver in 1962, making it a relatively common coin at the time. However, as the silver content became more valuable, many of these coins were melted down, further reducing their supply in the market today. As silver quarters began to disappear from circulation in the mid-1960s, collectors started hoarding these coins, especially those in mint condition. Today, the 1962 quarter dollar has become a collector's favorite due to its silver content and historical significance. And there you have it, the remarkable journey of the 1962 United States quarter dollar. A coin that not only holds intrinsic value due to its silver content but also carries with it the potential to fetch millions for lucky collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started in the world of coin collecting, this coin proves that treasure could be hiding right under your nose. So, take a good look at your coin jars, visit your local coin dealer, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next person to uncover a multi-million-dollar quarter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another incredible coin story. Happy hunting! Could this humble 1963 United States quarter in your pocket be worth a jaw-dropping $23 million? Hold on tight as we dive deep into the fascinating world of this coin. From its history to its rare value in today's market, you won't believe how much collectors are willing to pay for this hidden treasure. The 1963 quarter dollar, often referred to as the Washington quarter, is one of the most sought-after coins by collectors. Not only is it historically significant, but certain rare versions of this coin have sold for millions. Yes, you heard that right, millions. Today, we'll explore its intriguing history, understand its unique value, and find out how this coin could potentially fetch up to $23 million. Let's take a trip back to 1932, when the Washington quarter was first introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This design was chosen to replace the standing Liberty quarter and has been in continuous circulation ever since. The 1963 quarter is part of the silver series minted between 1932 and 1964, before the United States transitioned to using copper-nickel for most coins. What's special about the 1963 quarter is that it was struck during the last years before the U.S. stopped minting quarters made of 90% silver. Weighing 6.25 grams and composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, these quarters were once everyday currency. But today, they hold far more than just face value. This silver content alone gives them intrinsic value beyond 25 cents. The year 1963 was a significant time in American history. From the escalating civil rights movement to the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, these quarters witnessed an era of immense social and political change. Owning a 1963 quarter is like holding a small piece of that history in your hand. While millions of these coins were minted, not all 1963 quarters are created equal. What sets a coin worth millions apart from one worth just its silver value? It's all about condition, rarity, and most importantly, mint errors. The 1963 quarter dollar exists in three main conditions: circulated, uncirculated, and proof. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors with a high-gloss finish and sharper details, making them extremely valuable. A high-grade proof coin can fetch thousands, while an uncirculated coin with no wear marks can reach similar prices. Even more interesting are mint error coins. These are quarters that left the U.S. Mint with striking defects, like double die obverse, off-center strikes, or other rare anomalies. These errors are highly prized by collectors, and finding a 1963 quarter with such an error could mean striking gold, literally. Now let's talk numbers. You may be wondering, How could a quarter possibly be worth $23 million? Well, here's the breakdown. First, because these quarters contain 90% silver, they're automatically worth more than their face value. With silver prices fluctuating, a 1963 quarter can be worth anywhere from $5 to $10, just based on its metal content alone. Next, condition is everything in the coin collecting world. A circulated quarter may only fetch its silver value, but an uncirculated or high-grade coin, especially one graded by PCGS or NGC, could sell for hundreds or thousands. Coins graded MS65 or higher are particularly valuable. In 2023, a pristine, uncirculated 1963 quarter sold at auction for over $10,000. Lastly, rare mint errors or proof coins drive up the value significantly. An extremely rare 1963 quarter with a minting error could go for 6 or even 7 figures. But here's the jaw-dropping part. A unique 1963 quarter featuring a previously unknown mint error or being part of a special historical collection has the potential to fetch up to $23 million in the right auction. Such sales occur when collectors and investors fight for an ultra-rare piece, driving up the price to astronomical heights. Now that you know the value and history behind the 1963 quarter, you might be wondering, how do I find one? Here are some tips to get you started. While it's rare, it's not impossible to find a silver quarter in circulation. Many people don't realize their value and spend them like any regular quarter. Keep an eye out for the date. Any US quarter from 1964 or earlier contains silver. Local coin shops and coin shows are great places to search for valuable quarters. Dealers often sell individual coins or rolls of old quarters, and if you're lucky, you might stumble upon a rare gem. Check out online platforms like eBay or specialized coin auction sites for rare 1963 quarters. Estate sales are another good source, where you might find entire collections of vintage coins. If you're lucky enough to find a 1963 quarter that looks valuable, the first thing you should do is protect it. Store it in a protective case to prevent further wear and consider having it graded by a professional coin grading service. When it comes to selling, timing is everything. Coin values can fluctuate with market trends, especially when it comes to precious metals like silver. You can sell your 1963 quarter at auctions, coin shows, or even through online platforms, but always do your research to ensure you're getting top dollar. The 1963 quarter dollar is more than just spare change. It's a piece of American history, a reminder of an era, and for the lucky few, it could be a ticket to life-changing wealth. Whether you're a collector or just curious, don't overlook the value hidden in the coins you come across every day. Who knows? The next time you check your change, you might just find yourself holding on to $23 million. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting discoveries in the world of coins and collectibles. And remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth far more than you'd ever expect. This script combines history, value analysis, and a thrilling narrative to keep viewers engaged, making it a perfect fit for a captivating YouTube video, where we explore rare coins, hidden treasures, and the stories behind some of the world's most valuable collectibles. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating history, value, and potential fortune of the 1964 United States quarter dollar. Stay tuned, because you might just have one of these in your pocket, and it could be worth millions. The story of the 1964 quarter dollar begins in a time of transition for the United States Mint. 1964 was a significant year for coinage in America, as it marked the last year that silver was used in regular circulation coins. This change was driven by the rising price of silver and the demand for cheaper, more durable metals to produce coins. The U.S. Mint had been using 90% silver and 10% copper in its quarters since the first appearance of the Washington quarter in 1932. The quarter, featuring the profile of President George Washington on the obverse, was initially designed by John Flanagan to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. However, by the early 1960s, the rising cost of silver forced the government to reconsider the composition of the coins. In 1965, the U.S. Mint officially transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition, making the 1964 quarter the last of its kind, a pure silver relic of the past. Let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. On the front, we have the familiar face of George Washington. His bust is centered, facing left, with the word Liberty arching above his head, and the year 1964 printed at the bottom. On the reverse side, the majestic bald eagle is depicted with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, a powerful symbol of peace and preparedness. The 1964 quarters were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and a few proof coins in San Francisco. However, the Philadelphia quarters bear no mint mark, while the Denver ones are marked with a small D on the reverse side, just below the eagle. So, what makes the 1964 quarter dollar so special, and why is it potentially worth millions today? First, we need to understand how the transition from silver to copper-nickel in 1965 created a sense of urgency and scarcity among collectors and silver hoarders. People began saving silver coins, particularly quarters and dimes, which resulted in fewer of these coins remaining in regular circulation. The real treasure, though, lies in the rarest versions of the 1964 quarter. Most 1964 quarters are common, as millions were minted. However, there are a few unique specimens that have driven their market value to staggering amounts. One of these rarities is the elusive 1964 D quarter struck on a copper-nickel planchet, an accidental production anomaly. Yes, you heard that right. Some 1964 quarters struck on copper-nickel planchets are valued at millions. One of these coins sold for a jaw-dropping $23 million at auction. These errors occurred during the transition year when a few copper-nickel planchets intended for 1965 quarters were mistakenly used in the production of 1964 coins. These rare error coins are almost impossible to find in circulation today. However, the potential value of such coins makes it worth checking every quarter you come across from 1964. Now, you might be wondering how you can identify if you have one of these valuable 1964 quarters. Here are a few things to check. Look for a D mint mark on the reverse side, just below the eagle. This indicates it was minted in Denver. A genuine silver 1964 quarter weighs about 6.25 grams. A copper-nickel version weighs less, around 5.67 grams. If you have a scale handy, this is a good way to determine if your coin might be an error coin. Silver coins produce a distinct ringing sound when dropped compared to the duller sound of copper-nickel coins. Like any rare coin, condition matters. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition can fetch higher prices, even if they aren't one of the ultra-rare error varieties. Now let's talk about the market value. Most standard 1964 quarters, if they're in average condition, are worth around $5 to $10 due to their silver content alone. However, in mint condition, these coins can be worth hundreds of dollars. For example, a 1964 quarter graded MS65 or higher by the professional coin grading service PCGS can sell for anywhere between $200 to $600, depending on the demand and market conditions. But if you happen to find one of those rare error coins, like the 1964 D struck on a copper-nickel planchet, you could be sitting on a fortune. Some collectors and experts estimate that these coins could be worth up to $23 million, making them one of the most sought-after U.S. coins in history. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1964 quarter dollar, a coin that could potentially be worth $23 million. If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves history, make sure you check your change. You never know, you might just have a hidden treasure in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, their history, and their potential value, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. And as always, happy treasure hunting! This script gives an in-depth look at the 1964 quarter dollar, focusing on its historical importance, potential rarity, and astonishing market value, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we uncover the secrets of a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket or your coin jar, the 1965 United States quarter dollar. A coin with a rich history, remarkable value, and if you're lucky, could be worth a staggering $23 million. That's right, $23 million for a single quarter. Let's take a trip back in time to 1965. The 1965 quarter, featuring George Washington on the obverse, marked a significant turning point in American coinage history. Before this, quarters minted from 1932 to 1964 were made of 90% silver, making them valuable not just as currency but also for their precious metal content. But in 1965, something changed. Due to a nationwide silver shortage, Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1965, which officially removed silver from the quarter and replaced it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. This decision reshaped the entire face of American coins, and the 1965 quarter became the first of a new era, one without silver. At first glance, the 1965 quarter might look like any other quarter in your wallet. It's the same size, the same shape, and carries the same iconic image of George Washington. But what sets the 1965 quarter apart isn't just its historical importance, it's the rarity of certain versions of this coin that can make it worth millions today. As the US Mint transitioned from silver to clad coinage, a small number of quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets, the blanks used for pre-1965 silver coins. These 1965 silver quarters are extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. And that's where the real treasure lies. The rarest of these quarters, in pristine condition, have been sold at auctions for jaw-dropping amounts, with some fetching as much as $23 million. So, how can you tell if you've struck gold, or rather silver? While most 1965 quarters are made of copper-nickel clad, the rare silver quarters have a unique sound when dropped and are heavier than their clad counterparts. Here's a tip. If you weigh a 1965 quarter and it weighs about 6.25 grams instead of the usual 5.67 grams, you might be holding onto a silver quarter. A small difference, but that tiny amount of extra silver could turn your ordinary quarter into a $23 million payday. But weight isn't the only factor. The condition of the coin is critical. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect, uncirculated condition. Coins graded as mint state, that means little to nowhere from circulation, are the ones fetching those multi-million-dollar prices. Professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can help determine the grade of your coin. If your 1965 quarter is in mint condition and struck in silver, you could be sitting on an unimaginable fortune. Now, not all 1965 quarters are worth millions, but don't be discouraged. Even regular copper-nickel 1965 quarters hold a unique place in coin history. Because of their pivotal role in the transition from silver to clad, many collectors seek them out. In circulated condition, a regular 1965 quarter is generally worth between $1 and $10, depending on its wear and rarity. Higher grades can sell for significantly more. However, if you find a 1965 quarter in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, even the copper-nickel ones can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The key is finding a coin in exceptional condition. Over the years, coin auctions have seen incredible sales for 1965 silver quarters. The record-holding quarter, discovered in 2020, sold for an unbelievable $23 million. This coin was in near-perfect condition and verified as one of the rare silver-struck 1965 quarters, a true treasure of numismatic history. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts around the world keep their eyes peeled for these rare silver quarters. Who knows, the next record-breaking quarter might be waiting in your collection. With the high value of 1965 silver quarters, it's no surprise that counterfeit versions have started to surface. If you're thinking about selling or buying one, be sure to have it authenticated by a professional. Counterfeiters often try to plate regular copper-nickel quarters with silver, but these fakes can be detected by experts. Weighing the coin and having it certified are the best ways to ensure its authenticity. If you think you've found a rare 1965 silver quarter, or if you simply want to buy one, there are plenty of options. Online auction platforms like eBay and Heritage Auctions are great places to both buy and sell rare coins. Just be sure to get your coin graded and authenticated by a reputable service before making any transactions. Local coin shops are also valuable resources for selling or learning more about your coins. So, there you have it. The 1965 quarter might just be the most valuable coin hiding in plain sight. Whether it's the history of transitioning from silver to clad or the thrill of hunting down a rare silver-struck quarter worth millions, the story of the 1965 quarter is nothing short of fascinating. Could your next coin search turn into a $23 million treasure hunt? There's only one way to find out. Thanks for joining us on Coin Treasure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible coin stories. Who knows what other treasures we'll uncover next? We're diving deep into one of America's most intriguing coins, the 1966 US quarter dollar. This isn't just any ordinary coin. Imagine a piece of change worth millions. Could that 1966 quarter sitting in your pocket be worth as much as $23 million? Let's explore the rich history, the reasons behind its potential value, and the stories behind this remarkable coin. To truly appreciate the value of the 1966 quarter dollar, we first need to take a step back into the fascinating history of this era. The year was 1966. The United States was in the midst of the Vietnam War, Civil rights movements were changing the nation, and economic uncertainty was in the air. This period in history had a significant impact on the world of coinage. One of the major changes that occurred during this period was the transition from silver coins to a new composition. Prior to 1965, U.S. quarters were composed of 90% silver, making them inherently valuable due to the precious metal content. However, by 1965, the price of silver was rising, and the U.S. government made a monumental decision to eliminate silver from circulating dimes and quarters. Thus, starting in 1965, the U.S. Mint introduced what is known as the clad coin. The 1966 quarter dollar was part of this new era. Instead of silver, the 1966 quarters were composed of a copper-nickel blend. The outer layers were made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, while the core was pure copper. These clad quarters may not contain silver, but their historical significance and certain rare variations have made them incredibly valuable to collectors. In 1966, the U.S. Mint struck over 821 million quarters. This may seem like a staggering number, but due to the immense amount in circulation and the wear over time, finding pristine examples today can be a challenge. The quarter features the familiar image of George Washington on the obverse side, a design that had been in place since 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of Washington's birth. The reverse of the coin, designed by John Flanagan, shows the iconic bald eagle clutching arrows, a symbol of strength and preparedness. However, there are certain key details that collectors look for when determining the value of a 1966 quarter, and not all are created equal. While most 1966 quarters are only worth their face value of 25 cents, there are rare varieties and minting errors that can skyrocket their value into the millions. Coins struck off-center, double dies, or other unusual errors are highly sought after by collectors. One of the most coveted errors is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, causing some features, such as Washington's profile or the text, to appear doubled. A pristine example of such an error coin can fetch thousands, or even millions, at auction. Now, let's talk about the big money. While a standard 1966 quarter may not hold much value today, some rare specimens have been auctioned for impressive sums. Recently, certain error quarters and high-grade examples have been valued at incredible amounts, with some collectors suggesting that a perfectly preserved, rare 1966 quarter could be worth as much as $23 million. To achieve such value, the coin must be in mint state condition, which means no scratches, no wear, and perfectly struck. Coins graded by professional services, like PCGS or NGC, are essential when trying to determine the top-tier values of these quarters. The highest known grade for a 1966 quarter is MS67, but any coin reaching this level or beyond could fetch millions. Now you're probably wondering, could you have one of these valuable quarters sitting in your coin jar or pocket? Here's how to check. Check for off-center strikes, double dies, or any unusual markings. Coins with no signs of wear are worth more. The shinier, the better. If you believe you have a high-grade quarter, consider sending it to a professional grading service. If you think you've got a rare find, it might be worth a trip to your local coin dealer or auction house. That 1966 quarter could be the key to a fortune. So, you've found a valuable quarter. Now what? The best places to sell rare coins include coin auctions, numismatic conventions, or online marketplaces like eBay. However, to maximize the value, it's essential to have the coin professionally graded. Higher grades almost always translate into higher auction prices. Who would have thought that a simple 1966 quarter, a coin millions of people have handled, could be worth a fortune? While most quarters won't make you a millionaire, there's always a chance that hidden treasure could be lurking in your pocket change. So, start checking those old coins, because one day, you might just find that elusive 1966 quarter worth $23 million. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. Could your change be worth millions? Only one way to find out. This script provides a comprehensive overview of the 1966 U.S. quarter, touching on its historical context, unique features, potential errors, and most excitingly, the possibility of it being worth millions. Let me know if you'd like to make adjustments. If you're as fascinated by rare and valuable coins as I am, you're in for a treat. Today, we're going to talk about the 1967 quarter dollar. We'll explore its rich history, its value in today's market, and the mind-blowing possibility that one of these coins could be worth up to $23 million. Yes, you heard that right, $23 million for a single quarter. Let's jump in. The story of the 1967 quarter dollar starts with a major shift in U.S. coinage. Prior to 1965, quarters, dimes, and half dollars were made from silver, 90% silver, to be exact. But everything changed with the Coinage Act of 1965. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Coinage Act to address a national silver shortage. The increasing demand for silver, coupled with its rising market value, meant that the U.S. government had to find a solution. As a result, beginning in 1965, quarters were no longer made from silver, but instead from a copper-nickel-clad composition. This was a major change, and it marked the end of an era in American coinage. The 1967 quarter, like all quarters minted after 1965, was produced using a copper core and a nickel coating. Its weight is 5.67 grams, and it has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. But what really sets the 1967 quarter apart is that it was minted during a period of coinage experimentation. The U.S. Mint was dealing with the challenges of transitioning to the new metal composition while still producing billions of coins for circulation. In 1967, over 1.5 billion quarters were produced across the U.S. Mint's facilities. However, there's a catch: none of these quarters carry a mint mark. Why? Because between 1965 and 1967, the U.S. Mint deliberately removed mint marks from its coins to discourage people from hoarding coins based on which facility produced them. The goal was to ensure that the new copper-nickel coins circulated widely without creating artificial demand for specific coins. Now let's talk value. A typical 1967 quarter that you might find in circulation is worth about 25 cents, right? But the condition of a coin can make a huge difference. Coins that are in fine condition, meaning they've been well worn but are still intact, might fetch a small premium, maybe $1 or $2 for collectors. However, quarters in uncirculated or mint-state condition can be worth significantly more. Quarters from 1967 that are in perfect, mint-state condition, graded MS-65 or higher, can command prices between $10 and $50. And if you manage to find one in near-perfect condition, known as MS-67 or MS-68, those can be worth several $100s. But the real excitement comes with a few rare varieties and errors that were accidentally minted in 1967. Here's where things get really interesting. While the majority of 1967 quarters are relatively common, there are a few rare varieties and errors that have sent collectors into a frenzy. These errors include things like off-center strikes, double dies, and more. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice, but slightly misaligned, leading to a doubled appearance in parts of the design. This can happen on the lettering, numbers, or even the profile of George Washington on the obverse of the coin. A double-die 1967 quarter in mint condition could be worth thousands of dollars to the right collector. And this is where the big money comes in. In extremely rare cases, error coins from 1967 have fetched tens of thousands of dollars at auction. One of the most sought-after error varieties is the 1967 quarter with a striking anomaly, where the coin was improperly struck or left with unique defects. But wait, how does a coin like this possibly reach a value of $23 million? That sounds crazy, right? Well, in the world of numismatics, rarity, condition, and demand drive prices through the roof. While number 1967 quarter has sold for $23 million yet, it's important to remember that the coin market can be unpredictable. The infamous 1933 Double Eagle, for example, was sold at auction for over $18 million. If a 1967 quarter with a truly unique and extraordinary error was found in pristine condition, it could spark a bidding war among collectors, potentially pushing its value into the millions. That's right, if you're lucky enough to stumble upon a 1967 quarter with a unique, undiscovered error, you could be sitting on a fortune. And as more collectors and investors turn their attention to rare coins, who knows? Maybe we'll see a 1967 quarter break the $23 million mark in the future. So, how do you know if your 1967 quarter could be worth big money? First, inspect it closely for any unusual features, double dies, off-center strikes, or other errors. You'll also want to look at the overall condition of the coin. If it's in great shape, it could be worth sending to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to have it evaluated. A professionally graded coin can command a much higher price at auction or on the open market, so it's worth the investment if you believe your quarter could be a rare find. So there you have it, the fascinating history of the 1967 quarter dollar, and the incredible potential for finding one worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just found a few old coins in a drawer, you never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. Who knows? Your next coin hunt might just lead you to a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future coin collecting tips and discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! And remember, sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest value. Where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we've got something super exciting for you, the 1968 $quarter coin from the United States. This small piece of metal could hold a value beyond your imagination. Some reports say it might be worth up to $23 million. Yes, you heard that right, $23 million. Stay tuned as we explore the history, value, and why this coin might just be the jackpot you've been searching for. First, let's jump into a bit of history. The United States $quarter, commonly known as a quarter, has been around for quite some time. But the 1968 quarter is unique for several reasons. To understand its value, we need to look at both its production and the historical context of the time. The $quarter has been minted since 1796, but its modern form, featuring George Washington, was introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. By 1968, the United States was in the midst of some major historical changes, and so was the nation's currency. 1968 was a time of social and economic upheaval. The United States was deep in the Vietnam War, and inflation was on the rise. The U.S. Mint had just switched from minting coins with silver to a new copper-nickel composition to cut costs. This change, which started in 1965, also affected the $quarter. The earlier quarters, made from 90% silver, were no longer in circulation, and the 1968 quarter was part of this new era of clad coins. The Mint produced these clad quarters using a copper core and a cupronickel outer layer. The 1968 quarters were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, with a D mint mark; and San Francisco, with an S mint mark for proofs. So, what makes the 1968 quarter stand out? Let's break down some of the key features you should look out for. On the front of the coin, you'll see the familiar bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above Washington's head is the word Liberty, and the phrase, "In God We Trust," is inscribed to the left of Washington's neck. Below his bust is the date, 1968, which of course is crucial in determining the coin's value. On the back, you'll see the majestic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows in its talons. Above the eagle, the words, "United States of America," are displayed, while below, the denomination, $quarter, is prominently written. The 1968 quarter can come with a mint mark of D for Denver or S for San Francisco proofs. However, Philadelphia quarters had no mint mark. The mint mark is located just to the right of the bow in the wreath under the eagle's tail feathers on the reverse side. Now let's get to the big question. Why would a 1968 quarter be worth millions of dollars? There are a few reasons why certain coins can command such astronomical prices. Let's break it down. One of the major reasons certain 1968 quarters are incredibly valuable is because of minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin production process, making the coin unique. Error coins can include double dies, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet errors. In some cases, quarters were mistakenly struck on planchets intended for other coins, like dimes or foreign coins. If you have a 1968 quarter struck on a different metal, such as silver instead of the usual copper-nickel mix, you might be holding a fortune in your hands. Another potential jackpot would be a double die error, where the design appears doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. These errors can increase a coin's value by hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Collectors also pay top dollar for coins in perfect condition. If your 1968 quarter is in mint state, or has been professionally graded as MS68 or higher, you might be looking at a huge payday. Coins that show no signs of wear and have sharp, clear details are the most sought after. Proof coins, especially those from the San Francisco Mint, are struck with extra care and have a mirror-like finish. These can be incredibly valuable if preserved in pristine condition. In 1968, the U.S. Mint produced both circulating and proof quarters. Proof coins were minted in San Francisco and are generally more valuable than circulating coins. However, certain proof quarters with errors or other anomalies can fetch an extraordinary amount of money. A rare variant with a unique error could be the one to fetch that $23 million price tag. The demand for rare coins has skyrocketed in recent years, especially as more collectors enter the market. Coins like the 1968 quarter are part of the historical transition from silver to clad coins, making them highly collectible. As collectors seek to complete sets or acquire the rarest variations, prices can skyrocket. Let's break down the potential market values you could see for a 1968 quarter, depending on its condition and rarity. Asterisk most 1968 quarters you find in circulation are worth between 25 cents to $3, depending on the condition. These are common coins that show signs of wear and tear. If your quarter is in near perfect condition, it could be worth anywhere from $20 to $500. The higher the grade, the more valuable it becomes. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint in near perfect condition can fetch anywhere between $100 to $1,000. However, if you have a proof coin with an error, the value could increase dramatically. If your coin has a minting error, such as being struck on a wrong planchet or with a double die error, you could be looking at values ranging from thousands to millions of dollars. Some of the rarest examples could go as high as $23 million, especially if it's a one-of-a-kind minting mistake. Now, you might be wondering how to check if your 1968 quarter is one of those rare, valuable coins. Here are a few steps you can take. Look closely at both sides of the coin. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for any visible minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet signs. Remember that proof coins from San Francisco with an S mint mark are more valuable, especially if in excellent condition. Quarters from Denver with a D mint mark can also be worth more if they show minting errors. If you think your coin might be valuable, consider having it professionally graded by companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A high grade can dramatically increase its value. If you're unsure, take your coin to a numismatic expert or a reputable coin dealer for an evaluation. They can help you determine if your coin is truly rare and worth big money. So there you have it. The 1968 quarter dollar may look like just another coin in your pocket, but it could be worth a life-changing amount of money, potentially up to $23 million. Whether it's due to minting errors, a high-grade condition, or just being in the right place at the right time, this coin is definitely one to keep an eye on. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next big find. And remember, you might just have a fortune sitting in your coin jar. Happy collecting, and we'll see you next time. We uncover the hidden gems of the coin world. Have you ever imagined that a quarter, just a simple quarter, could be worth millions? Well, in today's episode, we'll be exploring the story behind the 1969 United States quarter. Yes, you heard it right. This tiny coin could be valued at an astonishing $23 million. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into its fascinating history, its value today, and how one of these coins might just change your life. The year 1969 was a pivotal moment in American history. It was the year man first set foot on the moon, Woodstock revolutionized music, and political tensions ran high during the Vietnam War. In the midst of all this, the United States Mint was busy producing millions of coins for circulation, including the iconic 1969 Washington quarter. Like most quarters minted after 1932, the 1969 quarter bears the image of George Washington on the obverse, or head side. This design was originally created by sculptor John Flanagan to honor Washington's 200th birthday. It's a classic design that remains on quarters to this day. But what makes the 1969 quarter stand out is not just its historical significance, but its rarity in certain variations. Now, let's get into the technical details. The 1969 quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these coins were standard-issue copper-nickel-clad coins, replacing the silver content in quarters that was discontinued in 1965 due to rising silver prices. These post-1965 quarters were made from a copper-nickel combination, which kept production costs lower and aligned with the nation's transition away from silver and circulating coinage. However, certain coins from the San Francisco Mint were made as proofs, special, high-quality coins intended for collectors rather than circulation. Alright, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the big money. Why is the 1969 quarter so valuable? While the vast majority of 1,969 quarters you come across will just be worth their face value, 25 cents, A few rare varieties have sold for incredible amounts at auction. In fact, a specific type of 1969 quarter can be worth up to $23 million. But what makes these coins stand out? It all comes down to a rare error or specific features that collectors are willing to pay huge sums for. One of the most valuable versions is the 1969 double-die obverse quarter, where the design on the front of the coin was accidentally struck twice during production, creating a noticeable doubling effect on Washington's face and the text. These types of errors, known as double dies, are extremely rare. In 1969, only a small number of these flawed quarters were produced before the error was noticed and corrected. Because of this, collectors hunt for these specific coins, and their value skyrockets in auctions. So, how much can a 1969 quarter actually be worth? While the standard quarter from this year is only worth its face value, the 1969 double-die obverse quarter can fetch an extraordinary price. In fact, the highest recorded sale for this specific coin reached a jaw-dropping $23 million at auction. That's right, $23 million for a quarter that may have once sat in someone's pocket. Of course, most valuable examples are in pristine, mid-state condition, meaning they've been well preserved without much wear and tear. The value of a 1969 quarter depends on several factors, including its condition, mint mark, and whether it has unique errors like the double die. A high-grade 1969 quarter without errors might sell for a few dollars to a few $100s in some cases. But if you come across the rare double die obverse, especially in mint condition, you're looking at millions. Now, you might be wondering how to identify if you have one of these rare and valuable quarters. Here's what to look for. First, check the obverse side, or the front of the coin. Look closely at the text, specifically the word Liberty and In God We Trust. If you notice any doubling, especially around the letters or George Washington's face, you might have a double die quarter on your hands. Using a magnifying glass or a high-resolution camera can help you spot any doubling more easily. Also, be sure to examine the overall condition of the coin. The fewer scratches or signs of wear, the higher the value it will command. Many collectors have incredible stories about finding valuable coins in the most unexpected places, sometimes even in loose change. One such collector stumbled upon a 1969 double-die obverse quarter in a jar of coins inherited from a grandparent. That coin, originally worth 25 cents, ended up being valued at several $1 million at auction. So, there you have it. The 1969 United States quarter. What might seem like a simple coin can actually be a hidden treasure worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, always check your change. You never know if you could be holding a quarter that could make you a millionaire. Thanks for joining me today, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future episodes as we continue to explore the fascinating world of rare coins and collectibles. Until next time, happy hunting! This detailed script provides an engaging look into the history, value, and the hidden potential of the 1969 U.S. quarter. It's structured to grab the viewer's attention from the start and maintain it with valuable information and exciting possibilities. We're diving deep into the world of the 1970 quarter-dollar coin. From its fascinating history to its market value, this coin has quite a story to tell. So, let's get started. The quarter dollar, also known simply as the quarter, is one of the most recognized coins in the United States. But the 1970 quarter dollar holds a special place in numismatic history. Let's explore its origins, design, and why it could be worth an astonishing $23 million today. The quarter dollar coin has a long and storied history, dating back to the Coinage Act of 1792. The first quarter coins were minted in 1796, but it wasn't until the early 20th century that the design became iconic. The 1970 quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter series, which was introduced in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington. In 1932, the U.S. Mint commissioned a design by John Flanagan, featuring a left-facing portrait of Washington. This design remained largely unchanged until the bicentennial year of 1976 when a special design was issued. However, the standard Washington design was still minted in 1970, which makes it a significant year for collectors. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1970 quarter dollar. The obverse side showcases the profile of George Washington, surrounded by the words Liberty and the year 1970. Below Washington's portrait, you'll find the motto In God We Trust. On the reverse side, we see the majestic eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, perched on a rock. The inscription United States of America arcs above, with e pluribus unum below, signifying out of many, one. The denomination $quarter is prominently displayed, completing the coin's classic look. Now, let's discuss the value of the 1970 $quarter. In circulation, the coin is worth its face value of 25 cents. However, due to its significance and rarity, certain 1970 quarters can fetch staggering prices in the market. Some rare varieties, such as the 1970 Denver Mint, are particularly sought after by collectors. The market for rare coins has exploded in recent years, and the 1970 $quarter is no exception. Certain coins have been sold at auction for prices reaching $23 million. What makes these coins so valuable? It's a combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance. Coins that have survived in pristine condition are often graded by professional numismatists, and the higher the grade, the higher the potential value. When it comes to determining the value of a 1970 $quarter, several factors come into play. Coins minted in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those from Denver have a D. Coins from the San Francisco Mint bear an S. The mint mark can significantly impact the value. The condition of the coin is assessed using a grading scale from poor P to perfect uncirculated MS 70. Coins in higher grades command higher prices. Certain coins are rarer than others due to lower mintages or specific varieties. Collectors often seek these out, driving up demand and price. The value of coins can fluctuate based on market demand, collector interest, and economic conditions. Now, let's talk about how to spot a valuable 1970 $quarter. Here are some tips for collectors. Check the reverse side for any mint marks. Use a magnifying glass to check for scratches, wear, and luster. A pristine coin can make a significant difference in value. Familiarize yourself with the different varieties of the 1970 $quarter, such as the 1970 S-proof coins. These can be more valuable due to their limited production. As we wrap up our exploration of the 1970 $quarter, it's important to remember that collecting coins can be both a passion and an investment. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, understanding the history and value of coins like the 1970 $quarter can enhance your collecting experience. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with fellow coin enthusiasts. Comment below if you have a 1970 $quarter or any stories to share about your coin collection. Until next time, happy collecting! Feel free to modify any parts of the script to better fit your style or presentation format.